We're looking at finding the area of triangles, and we can use one of two formulas really. One is this one, so area is equal to half of the base times height, or half times base times height. Or we can use this one where area is base times height divided by 2. So what we'll do is we'll use both. We'll solve this problem using both. So we'll start with this one here. So area equals half the base times the height. So let's write that out here. Area equals half base height. Now what that means is that the area, let me just write this out. According to this formula, the area is equal to a half times the base times the height, because this multiplication sign, when we write it out in a formula, an algebraic formula like this, we don't show the multiplication signs. Okay, so basically that's what we're saying. So let's keep going. Now, what we do when we have a formula and we're using it to solve a problem, we just take the formula and put in what we're given. So in this case, we need to find the area. So that won't change. A stays as it is. The half, we're already given the half, so that doesn't change. Are we given the base? Yes, we're given the base, so that's going to be 7. Are we given the height? Yes, we're given the height, so that's going to be 6. So what this now means is half times 7 times 6. Okay? So it probably makes sense just to use our calculator now. So I'm just going to write down the next line of my equation. So A equals, right, now I want to use my calculator. So half is 0.5. So 0.5 times 7 times 6. And that gives me 21. Now we must include the units of measurement, and we're talking centimeters here, so it's centimeters. And because it's area, they are squared centimeters. So this is the final solution. They're squared centimeters because we measure area in squares, right? And if we do that, we'll have 21 squares, or the equivalent of, because you can see some of them will get cut off. That's how to do it using the formula A equals half times base times height. Let's try to do the same problem, but use the other formula, area equals base times height divided by 2. Now it just depends on the problem. I mean, either are just as good as the other. I like to be able to use both. So let's try this whole equation again using that formula. So area equals base height over 2. So what this means, remember what we said before, that there's an invisible times here, multiplication sign. So this really means area is equal to the base times the height divided by 2. Okay, so let's start putting in or substituting the values that we get given from the problem. And here's the problem here, right? So we're going to look here to see if we can put in any other values other than divide by 2 into our formula. So let's try that. So we have area equals, now are we given the base? Yes, we are. Are we given the height? Yes, that's a 6, and divide by 2. So now we simplify this. Okay, so this is 7 times, remember that invisible multiplication, so 7 times 6 is 42, and this still hasn't changed here, it's still divided by 2. Now we can simplify from there, so area equals 42 divided by 2. What is 42 divided by 2? It's 21. So 21 centimeters, that's the unit of measurement, and its area, so they're squared centimeters. And these are both the same, these are both correct.